The United States-Mexico-Canada Agreement, or USMCA, is not very different from the NAFTA agreement that is already in place. It only has about 0.3% difference regarding the Canadian dairy market compared to the Trans-Pacific Partnership Agreement, from which President Trump withdrew as soon as he assumed the presidency, and some more significant differences from the car manufacturing industry that will eventually increase the final prices for the general population. So the USMCA states that automobiles must be made with 75% of North American materials instead of 62.5% of the NAFTA, and that 40 to 45% of the car value must come from companies paying a minimum wage of $16 an hour, which is thought to increase Mexican minimum wages to make it more competitive with the labor wages of the other two countries, or to prevent car manufacturers from choosing to take their companies out to Mexico in order to get a cheaper labor. Another addition is that the 70% of the steel and aluminum must come from within these three countries. Although the tariffs of steel and aluminum have not changed, as they are not included in this agreement. So this is a good deal for the big corporations, but what about the general population? It will increase final prices on auto parts and vehicles as the materials will have an increased value. So, as always, the consumer will pay for corporations' benefits. The big risk is that companies may even decide to manufacture their cars in countries out of these agreements altogether in search for lower costs. Republicans are adjudicating also the increase in the market to this deal, but the point is that the market is not reacting to the USMCA or new NAFTA agreement. It is more the feeling of relief that the tariffs that Mr. Trump was promising to impose, they're probably not going to happen. So those would have been detrimental for foreign relations, and if they don't happen, then the market is feeling that relief. And it only represents a tiny up in GDP if it affects it at all.